Hello, everybody. Thanks for your patience. Happy Thursday. I'm Ben. This is Ben's Brick Designs. We're going to be doing some designing today. Hello, Frankie. Hello, Missy. Thanks for being here. So, yeah, I started a little late because I was pulling up. I did my normal getting ready about 10 minutes to go before setup, and for some reason I went into my design files to look at all my Microfighter stuff to see what I could use to kind of start off the process today, and I couldn't see any of the files. Like, none of the files were there. So I freaked out a little bit and had to restart Google Drive, and then it wasn't syncing, and I had to go through and it had a bunch of errors, so I just had to sit there and click like 800 errors. So it was a little frustrating. But everything should be all right. So we're going to go ahead and start. Now, this is going to be a bit of a cheat because I'm going to try to do this without getting demonetized. So there's scenes from the recent show, The Mandalorian, in which you see some of these ships, and you can only really see this. There's no real good images so far online, but there's a couple good shots in the show. But also, I've already got a ship that kind of looks like this, and I'm wondering how much I can use of this to... I have a feeling I'm just going to have to start over. But, oh yeah, like, you have no idea. Now, to be fair, it was all the image files, all the source files were still there. So, like, all the .io files from Studio were still there. But, yeah, I was just like, what? Because I was trying to open this specific file and it wasn't there. So if you are not familiar with Star Chaser, with the show, like, that was the first thing that came up was that. Okay, with the show Star Wars Resistance, there is a there's a ship in that show that Tora Doza flies, and it's one of her racers, the Blue Ace. That is, it looks a lot like an R41 Star Chaser. So, but it's not really. It kind of looks like it. So if you look at the ship itself, it looks like a Porsche R41 Star Chaser, right? And if you look up R41 Star Chaser, it's very similar. It's got the same shape, right? It's got the angled wings, the diamond head front shape. This is a real bad shot of it. Blue Ace. Let's see if we can find Blue Ace. This is just to say that I feel like this ship's already kind of been done. So there's kind of a good shot of it. This was a great show in terms of ships, but in terms of, like, it was even like more kid friendly than Rebels was. And the main character was annoying. So the beer tonight is Saloon Door. It's Fluffy Nuts. There you go, Fluffy Nuts. And it is peanut butter and marshmallow Imperial Cream Ale. So this is another Salon Door. The last time I had one was called... it was something AF. It was like Unimaginable AF or Crazy AF or something like that. But it was very good. So I thought I'd give this one a shot. I don't know how I'm going to like peanut butter and marshmallow, but it smells pretty good. I get a lot of peanut butter. Not so much... Oh, there's the marshmallow. So this is kind of the ship I'm going for. You can see it's kind of the same... I mean, it's a basic, got wings, got a front end. I think the difference is... Now, this ship has already been... Lego's already put out the images for this ship. They've already had a release for it. and it's coming out in May. Let's see if I can find. We put pirate in front of this. So the next release, yeah, here it is. So the next release is going to be this ship and the N1 Microfighter, which I'm like, whatever. That makes sense that they would continue to do the Microfighters. Especially now you can get a newer Mandalorian Beskar outfit and a baby and a Grogu. So you can see the shape of this is like the wings are kind of about the same size as the thing in the back. I wonder if it's got any... The show's been up. The episode's been up for a while, so let's see. There's some good... Oh, that's Lego. That's Lego. That's Lego. I do minus Lego here. And we're going to switch to Google because I love you, DuckDuckGo, but sometimes I feel like you're not crawling fast enough. And yes, let's do Snub Fighter. 2 words. So, Snub Fighter is really kind of anything that's a starfighter. They call X-Wings Snub Fighters. And I don't know why. I think there's an acronym for it, but I'm not really sure. Here's a pretty good look at what these pirate ships look like. That's actually really good. So, I mean, that plus a couple scenes in here. That's the actual pirate. There's one other scene that's really good. I think it's after this guy blows up. Yeah. So there's a pretty good shot of it. It's got 3 engines on the back. We can go from there. The Lego set itself doesn't have these red markings, and it's a little disconcerting, but you can see the similarities. These could be, they both have 3 engines. The R41 Star Chaser also has 3 engines. In the back, I guess in some cases it does. That looks like it has 4. That's crazy. So the R41 has always been like a straight ahead shooting ship. It's very fast, but and small and light, not heavily armed, not very well shielded, and its hyperspace generator wasn't all great. And so this was supposed to be one of the next, like, between like the Z95s and this, they kind of branched a little bit, and the Z95s were a little better. So, because I think it wasn't Sinear. Yeah, so this was kind of the prelude to maybe an A-Wing, but it just wasn't the best ship. It wasn't produced in that great of numbers. So let's start fresh. Let's start anew. We'll keep the pilot. But anyway, so this is Toradoz's ship from that show. And we'll redo the pilot here too. Let's do save as pirate Snub Fighter. And I haven't done a good design. I was going to say that's an older design, so I'm sure it could be redone to have fewer parts and a little cleaner look to it. So let's see. We're going to try to find a Nikto head, and I don't think they've got one in here because some of the pirates are Niktos, and they've got the nodules around their face, and some are, oddly enough, like Baratas, which is another alien. They're just copying the faces off of or the names off of oh look, they got a Grogu head in here. That's cute. But they call it the child. Oh no, Grogu the child, Baby Yoda. That's great. I didn't know they had one in studio, so that's pretty cool. So our alien heads are a Trandoshan, 2 Trandoshans, which I can do. This is Plo Koon. It says Keldor. I guess that's his species, but he's not a bad guy. Bunch of droids, Yoda. And then not a lot of other things. Is that Maul? Yeah, that's Maul. What is that? A small face? That's a Lobot. So it doesn't look like we have a Nikto in here. So I could probably just do anything. So how's everybody doing Thursday night? What's going on? Maybe I'll do a Trandoshan. They did have Trandoshans in their gang, but I didn't see any in the pilot. And the figure in the set is one's a Nikto and the other's a I'd be interested to see if they do their big ship. Yeah, one's a Nikto. I guess they both are, so I don't think that exists in here. Nikto. No, it does not. All right, so Trandoshan it is. And then we'll do some pirate gear. Torso. With, I don't know, something spacey but roguish. See if we can find something like that. Not a scarf. That looks good. Let's color that. No, it doesn't need to be that. Color it brown. Color the arms brown. Color this head. It comes in like a olive green or something. Yeah. Gloves. Dark gray. And don't care about that because we're not going to really see a whole lot of it. So let's color those like a dark green. And color that one dark gray. Cool. Good enough. He's a pirate. Not bad. Got our dryer fixed. So that long saga is over. So this is the fun thing that happened to me today. Ever since the first shot, the vaccine shot, way back in 2021, right about this time, actually, they have you, I don't care about these now. Keep that one up. Don't care about that. They have you also, I think, optionally sign up for... that's not a very good image. Yay for fixed dryer. The dude left and was all excited, but I didn't really trust it. And then I opened the garage door and it hit, like the garage door hits the dryer. And I'm like, oh. So I have to kind of squish the dryer back. And it's got the coiled vent hose back there. And that thing barely hangs on. So I'm like, if I move this, that thing's going to pop off. So I'm like barely moving it. And I finally get the garage door to open and everything's good. It's all fine. So let's do, wow, this is a real flat. So you do the, you get the vaccine and then you sign up for this thing called VSafe, which is just a CDC verification system where after you get your vaccination, they send you, that may be too wide. they send you text messages, and we're like, hey, you got your vaccination recently. How's it going? And you respond with, I'm doing great, or no, I've had these problems. And then they can, if you have problems, at the time they say they follow up with you. And I'm like, all right. So aside from the general feeling like garbage, like immediately after, I never had a problem. And this story isn't even until, just never had a problem. But they send them to you for every day for a week, or every day for 2 weeks. And then after that, you get one a week, and then after that, one a month. And then you don't get them after that, right? And then 6 months later, you get another shot, and then it starts up again. So I was, I filled one out kind of recently, and it was just like about 2-3 days ago. And I put down, they're like, here's the question. Have you had any health issues since you got the vaccine? Now, I got the vaccine in September, but the question isn't, have you had any negative health effects directly related to your vaccine since you got the vaccine? It's just, have you had any? So I put down, yes, I have, because I went to the hospital. So I get a call today, and I look at it. It says V-Safe CDC, and I'm like, what? And of course, I put 2 and 2 together, and it's a legit call. But also in the back of my mind, I work in IT, and I'm constantly having to tell people not to answer text messages or answer emails from known spoofers and spammers. So I'm just kind of like, whatever. So I think I can probably make this a little bigger. This is a little small. Let's see. Anyway, so I answered, and I'm like, hello. And they're like, is this Ben Rollman? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, hi, this is so-and-so with blah, 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 right? And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So talk to him for a little bit, and, they're like, we see that and of course, the first thing they say is, we see you, mentioned this. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, yeah. And I'm going to do... So they're like, if you have time, we have a 15-minute, I'm going to ask you some questions. And I'm like, okay. What colors can these be in? Dark blue, gray. And they're very expensive. Oh, they're not that expensive. Why does that say... This is... Oh. Why is it... 2 together is expensive? No, dark. That's fine. Okay. I don't know what they're freaking out about. So I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll answer some questions. And it took probably more than 15 minutes, maybe a half hour on the phone with them. And I kept saying, I was like, now, I don't think this had anything to do with the vaccine. I have an underlying condition, which I'm in the middle of trying to figure out what it is. I don't know what it is, but I have this condition. It may be nothing. So they're like, okay. And they're like, we just follow up with anything. And I'm like, now, I want you to know that the question was, have you had any health issues since the vaccine? Which is, and I made a Gremlins reference. I'm like, it's like asking if you've fed your mogwai after mogwai after midnight. And there was this pause. I'm like, it's a movie reference with Gremlins. It's like, what constitutes after midnight? What constitutes after your vaccine? A week, a month? It's been 6 months now, but technically it's after the vaccine. So yeah, I know. So with that in mind, we talked a little bit more about stuff, and I think I could do 2 of these. Ooh, let's make it real chunky. This is a weird thing to say out loud. Because that piece right there is going to be this slope. So anyway, that was kind of fun. I don't know how I'm going to make it sit on there, but we'll figure it out. Whoa, looks amazing. Can't wait to build this. Instructions? Hi. I literally started this 20 minutes ago, so it's not even done yet. But once it is done, there will be instructions. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. There are a handful of Microfighters I have out now that don't have instructions, and I feel bad, and I need to get those taken care of. I got some instructions done for the Strider, so that's done. This may be more trouble than it's worth, because I can't make that go. Can't make that go flush. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Especially if I stick another one up top here. Let's not do that just now. If you can follow some of the links on my channel, it'll take you to a Rebrickable site where I do have several dozen instructions for other Microfighters, also including a handful of other Lego designed things. So feel free to check that out and let me know what you think. Let's see. Do we want to do... Yeah, let's do big. Just see how big we can get this. Just put that in there. They need to be a little spread apart, maybe. So we'll also do droid. I don't want prints. Droid. Is it not droid head? Nope. Robot head. BB-8. Cone. There it is. So we'll do this, and then we'll do tile round. The's response is pretty typical. Every time I post something on Reddit, they're like, "That's amazing, instructions." And I'm like, how about, you know, no? But okay, let's move this back one space, kind of about there, so that I can put a round plate right here. So I'm excited because the Rivendell set should be here tomorrow. So Sunday's stream could be Rivendell. And that makes me excited. Cool. And let's see, what color were their jets? Orange. So we'll do some tile. And we'll do translucent orange. Ooh, that doesn't come in translucent. There we go. Trans orange. All right. So that's a basic shape. Now we need to do the rest of it. I don't think those guns are right. But let's look at the actual... Oh, maybe that is. Oh, there was a bit right there that was... I hope I don't get demonetized for watching this. There we go. And there's another... There we go. It looks like it's got 3 in there. So maybe we can do better. But I doubt it. So if we wanted to... actually, instead of the ski poles... Binoculars... You know, I'm going to ask if anybody else in the lug gets it, and if nobody else really gets it, then maybe I'll bring it once it's done so people can look at it. Not to, like, flex, but, I mean, it's kind of the same thing where it's like, if you don't get it, but maybe you want to see what it looks like. Oh, you know what would be great? Round. I wonder if this fits on here. That's pretty cool. Doesn't look exactly like it, but it's pretty close. I just need to figure out how to attach these, which I think you can do with a modified plate. That. Will that actually work? I gotta move that over. How does that work? No, that doesn't work at all. Come on, man. Because that thing's in the way. You know nothing about Lord of the Rings, so let me ask you. Is that because you haven't seen it, or you just don't care, or you have seen it, or you haven't read it, anything like that? Just not, fantasy's not your bag? These need to be dark gray. That needs to be black. Dark gray. Black. Actually, do they come in dark gray? Well, alright. They're cheaper in black, though. Haven't seen or read it. You got homework this weekend. No, I don't care. You like fantasy, but you haven't read or seen Lord of the Rings. So what's your favorite fantasy? Let's see. I might be able to do... That's like, I love science fiction. I have no idea what Star Trek is. It's just the big kind of, you know... Need to figure out how to attach these, because I like that. But if we can't figure out how to attach it, then it's pointless. Alright, so the next thing is... Those are set in. So I don't think these pieces are going to work well. So let's see. If we replace these with... something like this. Nope. Back these up a little bit. And then just have plates. So about Harry Potter, do you come to grips with the art and the artist in terms of Harry Potter? Does that come into play at all? Or is it like, you know what? I'm X years old. This happened so long ago. I don't even care. I'm not giving any more money. Blah, blah, blah. That kind of stuff. Superman. Nice. I love me some DC cartoons, but I like the Marvel movies better in terms of superhero. The DC movies are not as good, and the Marvel cartoons are not as good. Like the newer ones, right? Like Iron Man and some of the other stuff. Let's see. That's still set in there a little bit. These are about the same size as the engine, but not quite. Okay. And maybe switch these up. And then what colors do these come in? Do they come in red? Reddish brown? I was kind of hoping they came in just dark red, but so I'm reading, I'm taking a break from Brandon Sanderson's epic high fantasy Othellos that are slowly turning into science fiction, and going into I think that's too thick. Going into Dirk Gently's holistic detective agency, and it's very interesting. How far back? Looks like it goes farther back than that. Okay, so maybe it does go farther back than that. So let's do... and it's interesting because it's a... it's Douglas Adams, and I'm always like, yeah, I'm a big Douglas Adams fan. And then I realize I really haven't read a whole lot of his stuff. You know, you think, yeah, I've read, you know, Hitchhiker's Guide and the couple Hitchhiker's books that come after that, but in the end I'm like, I honestly don't know most of his stuff, so I should probably read some of that. I don't like that as much. And this stuff is weird. It's a lot weirder than I remember. Like, I'm having a hard time paying attention to it. It's that level of... And I can't tell if it's just the plot hasn't grabbed me yet, but it's taking a little bit to get into the swing of it. But I'm like, it's only a 300-page book. So I figure if I'm not into it soon, I'm not going to be into it at all. Man, this is really hoping I figure out a way to attach these. Oh, you know what'd be cool? Bar 2L. Is if we got these flipped around, they won't work. Never mind. Let's see. Tile. No, I think it's just regular plate, and then it just, yeah. And then that's a tile. Nope. And this, I know we can get a dark red. I want to keep it as a dark red. And then a plate. That's reddish brown. Okay, so this is good. I like this so far. Copy and mirror. See how that did that? That's really weird. Oh no, that's why I did it. Okay. Alright, that's pretty cool. Let's see, tile. Tile modified. I think it's, yeah. Let's put that in there. Put that in there, and then that's pretty good. I like that. And then I can have this guy sit up a little bit, and then I can put jumper plate, plate modified, and I want the one with the grippy on the bottom, and a slope, and trans black. See, this is it's mostly cockpit, so I don't know how to square that in. That doesn't need to be that long at all either. He can sit a little farther forward. And then plate. Do a tile here, or just move this whole thing up, and then tile, and then a plate, and then this guy. Trans black. Okay. Alright, now we gotta enclose him in here. And we might be able to move these guys back a little bit. So yeah, I like Harry Potter as well. I was a big, and this is one of those squaring the art and the artist kind of thing. Because I never read the books. They hit when I was, so they hit like in 91, right? I think. When were the books published? Maybe later than that? Let's look it up. Harry Potter book publishing history. Oh, okay. So 97. So these hit all within a year of each other for the most part. And they hit when I was 24. So they are a little I'm not saying I was too old for it, but I was definitely in '97. I had just met my now ex-wife and had moved from Colorado to Texas. So my whole world was getting a new job, meeting new people, adjusting to living in Texas, Houston, Texas. Didn't have a whole lot of money because we had to get an apartment. We're saving to get an apartment. I was barely doing any Lego stuff. This was like a year or two before. This was when Lego kind of hit a rough patch. And it was before Bionicle. Star Wars came along and kind of resurrected it. But they lost so much money on Star Wars that Bionicle came along later and saved it. But at the time for me, I was like, I don't remember what I was reading, but it wasn't a lot of that. Wasn't a lot of anything really. So yeah. Anyway, how am I going to attach these? Oh, this needs to have a whole other group of round things in it anyway. So let's move these guys out. So yeah, these kind of hit when I was probably too old. I mean, you can read anything anytime you want, but I think I don't think I was the target audience at the time. These are a little high too. I want these to be center line with the rest of that because they are center line. Let's see. How am I going to attach those? Let's see what this guy does here. Oh, they got a big old thing back here. So this can all be just a brick. Although I'm probably going to make it greebly. Still have to attach all this. Let's just stick this under here for now. And this under right here for now. And then oh, why not? Well, I got to figure out how to attach all this. Also, I started off, I think my formative years, my Harry Potter, even though it was published way before I was that age, was Isaac Asimov. Like, I found Asimov when I was 12. So this is like 85 or something like that. 84, 85. And, you know, this is pre-Next Generation. So it was like watching reruns of Star Trek and watching Buck Rogers and Battlestar Galactica, and there really wasn't a whole lot in terms of fantasy around. Like Excalibur was out, but that wasn't really fantasy. Iterations of Robin Hood. These are all like historical fantasy kind of things. Lord of the Rings, of course, was there, but Lord of the Rings felt stuffy. Like, I'd read The Hobbit, but I don't think I remember reading Lord of the Rings until much later. So, let's see. There is this modified round brick that has the Technic hole in it that I always want to use, and it always burns me because I can't attach anything else to it. I can't put anything in here. I can't put anything in here. It seems like a good idea because I can put like a I can put it in here like that. Nope. Come on. I was watching someone stream today. It was the Brick Bods and another UK Lego stream, Family something. It's one I've watched before. I could just never remember the name of the channel. And Tech Productions, who I've watched for years now, who's on like Plastic Architect and some other stuff. And Tech is into Star Wars too, and they were talking about like some of the failures of the instructions on Bricklink sets, the Bricklink designer program. And I just remember talking with the people from Bricklink at the last Brick Rodeo, and I had done the talk on how to use Bricklink, right? Or how to use Studio. And they're like, oh, do you... And we went out to dinner with them and talked to them a little bit. Like a few of the board members or the chairs of the lug went out with them. And I remember talking to them, and I gave them my contact info, and they were going to like, you know, we should talk about blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that sounds great. Oh, you know what piece is going to be great here? I just realized. Don't need that. I need half round brick. Where's that round brick? Oh, why is that all caps? So when I hear people talking about how the instructions in the Bricklink designer program sets are a little weird, I'm like, man, they had their chance. They had their shot. Is it a semicircle? Round brick. I just need half of the round brick. Come on, really? Cylinder? Is it a half cylinder? Yes. All right, so this piece is invaluable because now I can do this. They did. They had their chance and they blew it. And now I can do... So from the top it looks great. And then underneath is where all the duck feet swimming are going to be. Because I think I can do a bracket, or I can be really kind of goofy about it and do like R2L like that, which looks cool. Make sure it's flush. And then a clip. Yeah, I still wonder about that. I'm like, I guess they weren't serious. There's a lot of like not serious when it comes to Lego, I've found. Oh, we'll have you on later, or yeah, we'll call you back, or it's kind of a bummer. That's too... Yeah. Oh, you know what might work though? Plate modified. How come there's only the one? Yeah, there it is. And what does that give me? Not a lot. Alright, so maybe not with that. But if I do a bracket... Oh, so I saw today, and I don't think they're leaks because they were on Brick Brothers or Beyond the Brick, but they're going to have more Indiana Jones. There were 3 sets. There was a big set that looked like the entirety of the Incan temple. Was it Incan or Mayan? Where they get the idol. And so you get Indy, you get... I can never remember the dude's name. Alfred Molina's character. Zapato. And Belloc. And I think you get like one of the natives. And then there's like even a little boulder, like a boulder rolling scene. But it looks kind of like the vignette scenes that they did for Star Wars. And then there was another set that was... Can't remember. Shoot. Well, let's look it up. I'm not stuck to this. They also had one that was the plane chasing them in their car, and the plane's wings come off, so you could have the scene where it flies by them in the tunnel. I want to say the other one was Brick Fanatics. Okay. I think I'm okay to talk about this. Are these them? Okay, so Fighter Plane Chase, Escape from Lost Tomb, and the Temple of Doom. So... Wow, these aren't the ones I was thinking of at all. So maybe there was... Oh yeah, this one. I saw this one. So this was when they're escaping the temple. That's not Escape the Temple of Doom, but whatever. Escape from Lost Tomb. That's what it is. Yeah, so this is the one where you get Marion, and you get the snakes, and you get, you know, the big Anubis statues. Then you've got this one with the plane chase. There was another one that was, yeah, this one. Oh, this one comes with Jacques and the plane. This looks really, really simple if that's the plane. Not gonna lie, that looks real basic. But you get some skulls and you get the boulder. This looks different from the one I've seen. Let's see if there's another one. This might be later. When was that? November 24th. Okay. No, I need something that happened like... Was it Brothers Brick that did it? Or was it Beyond the Brick that did it? Somebody's Instagram had it. Maybe Beyond the Brick. Yeah, there's one of them. So this is what I saw. Okay. This looks more like it. So you can see the temple here. You've got Zapato, Belloc, Native. There's your boulder. There's some of the cool statue heads that look brick built. They're not like the molded thing. I think this looks amazing, but it's like vignette style. I'm only assuming this is going to be... let's see, this 1,500 pieces. That's going to be $170. I just know it's going to be $170. This looks a lot better than it did in the thing that we saw. Although I'm not super happy about some of these. These are going to be stickers. What's up, Macro? So yeah, that's going to be cool. Oh, that's a cool little play feature. One of the statues gets knocked over and you can push down the wall. That's pretty hip. And then, yeah, the plane chase scene with them in the car, and the wings come off the plane so you can shove it through a tunnel. I think that's hilarious. So that's it. That's what I think we've got going on. But those are going to be more expensive than probably we think they're going to be. So let's see. I can also do this and then turn these guys sideways. How are you doing, Macro? How's life in the Great White North? What you drinking? This is the beer I got. It's called Fluffy Nuts. It's a 9.6 ABV. First of all, Jiminy. Peanut butter and marshmallow imperial cream ale. I'm getting a start on the weekend on Thursday. All right, so I might be able to do a plate modified bracket. Let's see. Can I do a bracket like that? Oh, that works pretty well. Yeah, why not? River Valley brewed by Big Rock, but it's a cheap beer. Sometimes you need that though, man. Like I get these are one-offs. So it's $1.99. And I can get one of them. So instead of getting an $8 six-pack, I get one of these. But these are kind of expensive beers anyway. You get a six-pack of them for $14 sometimes. Or you just get your $8 six-pack of Shiner or something. Just depends on what you want that day. Let's see, does this work under here? No, it doesn't. Is it just not lined up? I think it's just not lined up. We can fix that. Just means these guys are hanging off the back end a little more. I'm excited because we got to go back to our regular tap room this week, and they are having their 7th year anniversary, and they're going to have all kinds of fun stuff, tap takeovers and new beers and stuff, so we'll see if it's any fun. Yeah, it really depends on what you're getting. Like if I wanted just some Modelo's, I'm sure it wouldn't be hardly that much at all. But I'm gonna have to pull all this out, put this in, and then put that back on and see where it sets up. Because I want it to be center line, but oh, really? That much off? Is it because it's a bracket? Or is it just these things are off? I think it's just those things are off. Maybe. Yeah, all right. You should come to Austin. If you're ever in Austin, just come to visit. We got a good soccer team. Well, we've got a soccer team. I can take you up to see the Texas Stars, which are the farm team for the Dallas Stars. You throw a dead cat and hit a brewery here. The tap room that we go to is just a couple miles down the road, and they've got like this. It's one of these. It's got like a wall of 50 taps, mostly beer, all kinds of beers, IPAs, stouts, lagers, wheat ales, wits, sours, and then they'll have an occasional mead. Couple wines, stuff like that. It's really good. But yeah, and they started off and it was just the tap room, and so you could bring your own food. We'd stop by a pizza place, or we'd go get Cane's and bring some chicken. And so then they started doing their own food, and let's see if that's a good size. That's pretty good. I think these could be a little bigger, so we're gonna do. But then they started doing their own food, and at first it was just like pizza and pizza related products. So you could get like a, that may be too big. Yeah, I don't know that I want this to be this big. I liked it the other size. Uh-oh, what did I just delete? That was a 2x8. Let's smallen that up. But now they do all kinds of stuff. They do, they do salads, they do sandwiches, they do wings, and they're all pretty good. They do pairings on certain nights. So you can get like a good dessert beer, and they'll do some cheesecake and stuff like that. It's a good place. The people that run it are real nice. Kind of gotten to know them over the years. They've always treated us pretty well. All right. Okay, so this, I don't know if that'll hold up, but we're going to pretend it does. Should at that size, right? And this now can have a whole ass brick in it. And a bracket. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. Whole brick. Provided one of these fits it. That's not going to do it. Why did that... Sometimes Bricklink does this to me. There's no way that fits, but so that'll work. And then I can do another plate in here. It's all coming up Millhouse now. And then another. Let's do a 2x4 in there. So, Macro, let me ask you, have you watched the great Canadian documentary that is Letterkenny / Shoresy? And how accurate is it? No lies now. I'm totally kidding. I realize it's not probably... It's like watching Jersey Shore and thinking it's a representation of all of America kind of thing. But as a fan of Canadian television and hockey and humor, I've been having a really good time watching the show. So it's weird because, I didn't hit the mic. Sorry about that. I tried to get my wife to watch it. My wife's from Kentucky, and Letterkenny takes place basically, I forget what the real town is, but it's a town outside of Toronto, like farming community outside of Toronto, probably somewhere in between Toronto and I want to say maybe Montreal. So... Because they talk about degens from upcountry, and upcountry is Quebec. So they're probably a little bit northwest of Toronto. Anyway, it's a small farm town. And I think it's hilarious just because it's well written, and it's one of these shows that finds one joke and it beats it to death, right? And that can be funny, or it can be really boring or really annoying. But the way they do it's real, I feel is really good. But I can't get Beth to watch it. I'm like, why don't you watch? She's like, it's not that it's not funny. It reminds me of where I grew up. And she grew up in a small town in Kentucky. And like 1,500 people, small. And she's like, I just can't stand watching that. That's all. It reminds me too much of home. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. I'm not going to belittle you that. I'm going to do a modified brick. But yeah, I think I like it for a bunch of reasons. The music's really good. I've found. Like I'm really cool. I'm really enjoying the music every episode. So much so that there's a Spotify list of like Letterkenny seasons 1 through 11, and I just randomly let it go. I'm like, doesn't matter. It's all good. Is that lined up right? Yeah, that's pretty good. I gotta figure out how to attach these wings. Dang it. I was just going to be done with this. Like, I'm like, no, this all works. Oh, and I have to figure out how to attach these. Wow. So, meanwhile, shape's great. These back wings could be a little bigger, I think. And this doesn't need to go as far back. Maybe this is too big. Wedge plate. So it needs to be 3 by something shorter. Is there such a thing? So, and then Shoresy is a spin-off show where the main character from... it's not the main character. There's a character in Letterkenny named Wayne, and he's kind of the main character, right? It's Wayne and Derry and Squirrely Dan. Just Dan, but they call him Squirrely Dan. But Wayne is the main guy, and then it's kind of everybody branches off that, and there's 3 groups of people. There's the Hicks, the Skids, and the hockey players. And it's just stuff that happens amongst them. And there's some smaller groups. There's a lady who runs the bar. There's the Mennonites. There's the natives. I can't remember if they called them Indians or Inuits or it's not the same. First Nations, none of it's, I don't know. They say the people from the res. Everybody's from the res. And then there's some like other guys that beat people up, and then the degens from up country, and then the French people. Anyway, there's a hockey player named Shorzy who chirps at everybody, and they're hilarious, right? But he's not in every episode, and every time you see him, his face is covered up. It's because it's the same guy who plays Wayne, right? And so they spun him off to have his own show, Shorzy, and it's hilarious. Oh man, I just want something not that long, but not. Is there nothing in between here? So that's by 3 and that's by 6. Is there not like a 3 by 4? Not a 43 by 4. There is not. Well, Shostakovich. How does that square with this thing? So maybe we do... No, it still needs to be that... let's do wedge plate. That is shorter, and we'll just fill that out in there. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I feel like I'm late to the game because this episode, this is from the latest what's its nuts? Oh, does that line up? That would be aces if it did. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can get away with a 6, I guess. Now Lego needs to do a 1 by 7. So this is Mandalorian. This is from this scene in the Mandalorian. When Din's fighting these pirate guys. And I feel like even this close, I mean, the episode came out yesterday. And I think by the end of the day, somebody had already done this like actual size in studio, and Lego released it. Or they put out pictures saying, hey, this is coming out in May. And everyone went, what? Really? Already? That's a little short. That's not going to hold up anything in there. That's empty as fuck. Yeah, so that needs another up in there. Oops. So early in the stream, I was talking about how this kind of looked like the old EU Legends era R41s, the Star Chasers, which we kind of got a version of in Rebels with Terradoza's ship in Rebels. Even if I put another one on here, it would still look pretty cool, right? But I still don't have a way to attach this wing. That's gonna bother me. This is the one thing I really hate about designing ships in Lego, is there's just a way to weld this on here in real life, right? You can have support beams inside this curved bit of engine casing that supports the wing, but there's just no way to attach it like that. It's so frustrating. Plus, I need to move them back a little bit. Okay, Missy, I'll talk to you later. Sunday, I should have Cragglet, yeah. I should have Rivendell. So stop by for that. If not, I'll see you. I think you signed up for AFall Day, so I'll see you Saturday. Take care. Thanks for visiting. These don't have anything back here, so I'm going to put... Let's do another bracket. Can we do one underneath here? Boop, boop, boop. Sure, why not? That works. That'll hold it in place. Nice, 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 nice. All right, so that works. Just need to figure this out. I mean, I hate to do this, but can always put might be pretty good because then I can push those up a little bit, figure out how to attach that on there, which would be fine if I could flip these over and then do clip. Something like that. Nope, that's too high. Yeah, and I don't mind it being upside down because there's nothing on it. I would have liked to maybe put this in red if it was flipped the other way. So, I mean, technically, I could do the same thing here. It just wouldn't look real good. Oh, that's the other thing. There we go. And then I can put this back and it hides it okay. And then that center line, I guess that's not bad. And then I could make this, does this come in dark red? It does. No, that's reddish brown. Dang it. What about these? Do those come in dark red? So this is really ideal. I'm sure somebody's going to have a more elegant solution for this, but I think it works out pretty good. All right, enough to where everything is established. So I'm going to put a round plate under here. I like getting these where I can get one done in an hour and a half or 2 hours, and I feel accomplished. I can't really tell either, like what, like if anything's like a dark gray or something like that, so kind of making stuff up. Let's do modified tile. What about these is different? These are different. These are newer. Oh, that's the B. I want B. Let's put that there. That there. Put a plate here. And then another plate. Let's do a modified brick. Trying to see if I want to get like sassy with this or not, but maybe not. Just put a slope right there. Oh, something is off. These guys don't. There we go. And then a tile. And then save. And I think that's pretty good. Oh, that's not attached to anything under there. What happened to that? That should go in there. Oh. There we go. So everything should be wrapped up tight that way. Let's do another. Let's put that guy there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2. Yes, thank you for being here. I appreciate you spending some much needed rest time hanging out. I will be back Sunday morning. Ideally, like the shipment for Rivendell says tomorrow night. So I'm hoping that's the case. And if that's the case, then Sunday I will be doing Rivendell. So yeah, join me 10 a.m. Central Time and get some rest. Thanks for being here, and I'll talk to you later. How many pieces are we at? 69. Nice. That should be a sign. Look at that. All the wings are in line with the engines. They're all in center line with the ship. That is slick. I'm gonna have to put this together in real life just to make sure that it all holds. Because, I mean... yeah, I'm liking this. I think I probably will put another plate under here. Oh, you know what I could do? Let's do some boat bottoms. Boat. Because I've got a lot of these, and these are great to just kind of hold on to things under here. Perfect. I think that's it. Started late. Brand new. Oh, I'm so excited about this. I wish I had a different face to put on the pirate, but I mean, other than that. Oh, you know what we're going to do? We're going to turn these into illuminated bricks. Can I do illuminated? Glowing neon, render only, glowing neon orange. Yep. So that's going to be in the render. Those are going to glow orange. That'll be cool. All right, yo. Well, for those still watching, thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me on a Thursday. I'll be back on Sunday with some fun build time. Hopefully we'll do Rivendell. And if not, we'll build something else. I got a backlog here. I got some flowers. I got another space thing to do. I might have 2 space things to do because there will be a AFAL day, AFAL VIP day this Saturday. And I plan on using a good chunk of my VIP points and the discount that we get off things to get a set and knock it down to like $70. So I'm pretty excited about that. And that's like the only thing I'm going to get. I know a lot of people use that time to like stock up and get a lot of stuff, but like dropping $500 on Lego a week ago, I can't really do much more than that. So that'll be it for my next purchases. Frankie, how's it going? Thanks for sticking it out for the course of the thing. I'm going to render this and put it up on the Instas, and that'll be it. So take care, everybody. Have a good weekend. Be safe, be good, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.